Hello and welcome to Scott Bryant on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. Thank you for clicking on the video, and this video is all about how to open up your winner catcher or your 8th chakra. Now the reason why you want to open up your 8th chakra is because demons have been let loose since COVID on the planet, and that's why there's wars, murders. That's why the planet is in such anarchy that we're all seeing now, that we've not really experienced as much, in the 2000s. So everything has changed because the demons have been let loose. So it's really important for you to learn how to power up these energy centers of your chakras. Now, I've been studying shamanism since 2013, and I was attracted to it well before that and doing stuff that I really didn't know what I was doing really until 2013. And I was using it with clients and just doing it intuitively. And from the books that I've read, I've got 9 to 10 books on shamanism. And one of my really top guys that I like is obviously Dr. Alberto Villoldo, PhD, and I like Ted Andrews. Ted Andrews died quite early in his life, which I was quite surprised about considering he's a shaman, and Alberto Villoldo is now in his 70s. So it shows that the power of what you use can give you long life. So in the Peruvian system, you have 9 chakras. I've said 12 before, but I got that wrong. It's 9. But in the Hindu system, there's only 7. Okay? So the Peruvian shamans have been practicing these techniques for over 5,000 years to tap into spirit when somebody's ill in the tribe, or they want to get more insight to what's going on, or they're healing their fellow tribal member. Okay? But Alberto Villoldo categorically states that in the jungle there's no cancer, there's no real illness or disease. So they like to say thank you to spirit and praise spirit, for the water, for the food that's around them in abundance, and just to give thanks. That's what we do as human beings, isn't it? We give thanks for what we've been given, So because the demons have been let loose, if you don't think that's true, the next time you're on the tube, you're on the bus, or you go shopping, or you go out for a meal, you see couples on their phone. You see that 99% of people are on their phones on the tube, on the buses, walking around in their hand. So we're really turning into cyborgs, and this is what Elon Musk has said categorically as well. So for me, I don't have my phone with me all the time. I leave it at home when I'm going out for a walk or doing something, or I'll have it in the back of my rucksack. I don't have it on my body to keep my energy clear. I don't want that stagnant electronic energy coming into me. Does that make sense? So when I open up the winner catcher or the 8th chakra, I have to get into the mode or get my body set up. So every time I do it, I either wear this t-shirt or shirt, or I wear my diamond t-shirt, which you've seen before, crystal t-shirt, sorry, with loads of crystals on it. And I got this from Hugo, and I got the other one from Boss, and they're all organic material, no badness in it, no synthetic stuff. So my skin really likes it. And if you see, it's got one of the power animals on it, and that's the jaguar. So the jaguar is such a powerful animal that it comes down from the tree to protect the medicine space and to protect you. Okay? So it's really important that when you're opening up your 8th chakra, you can do cleanses before you even do it. So I've had a shaman bath, which is sea salt, a cupful of sea salt, a cupful of baking soda, and then some aromatherapy oil like sage oil, that's it, sage oil, I put in the bath. I put about 10 drops in. Then I lay in the bath for 20 minutes during a full moon cycle. Okay, so I do that every full moon now, all the time. And then I'm powering up my chakras twice, 3 times a day, in which to keep myself protected, because there's lots of dark energy out there that want to jump into you. So you've got to be really careful. So if you're got depression, or you've got stinking thinking, like I had lots of that over COVID, and so did many millions of people around the world, because that's when the dark energy or the demons were released. And this is what Alberto Villoldo has said today. And then he said that they're saying the aliens exist. They've always been there. Some aliens and entities or energies can be really bad, and some can be really good. So we've got to attract the really good ones, hopefully. So how you open it up is that you put your hands in a prayer position on your heart chakra, okay? And you breathe in 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 4. Hold for 4. And then as you breathe in, bring your hands up over your head. Put your hands, face your hands to the outside, and open up the 8th chakra, or the winner chakra. So once you've done that, then you've got this like radiant energy field above your head. Okay? So what you can imagine is that you've got a bright light, or the sun, in your hands, and you're bringing it into your 3rd eye, and you're bringing it into your communication chakra, you're bringing it into your love chakra, you're bringing it into your power and self-will, you're bringing it into your 2nd chakra, which is rhythm and flow, and you're bringing it into your 1st chakra. It's to do with tribal, family association, money, and snake, shedding your skin. Okay, so in the proving system that Alberto Villoldo studied, and he's an anthropologist as well as a doctor, because they've been practicing this for 5,000 years, that's why they wanted to release it to the general public, or to the Westerners. And obviously, if you want to be a shaman, anybody can be a shaman, but you have to be willing to work with spirit, and you have to be willing to give service. So if spirit asks you to heal a certain person, you can't be tired that day. You've got to do it. Okay? And the other thing is that in the 9 rites, you learn the bands of protection, which I've got them on me as well, where people find it harder to send me psychic attacks and negative energy. So you could be walking down the road and somebody could go, oh, he's a C-U-N-T. I don't like him. They don't know you. They've never met you, never spoken to you. They just don't like the way you walk, or they don't like your shirt. There could be multiple reasons. And they can send you daggers and darts energetically. This happened to Alberto Villoldo. I've spoken about this before. That gave him pain in his shoulder. He had a student on a class. The student said, oh, you've got something there, let's pull it out. Pulled the dagger out, and Alberto Villoldo's shoulder healed within 2 or 3 days, but he was going to have an operation on it. Remember, being a doctor is very, 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 very left-brained, not right-brained. I'm very right-brained, but left-brained when it comes to business and success, if that makes sense. So once you've opened up your winner chakra, or your 8th chakra, then you can imagine and try and feel your energy centers, the chakras. So I can feel them with my hands, but I have to use my left hand. I can't feel it with my really male energy. I can only feel it with my female energy. Does that make sense? So once you've opened them up, then you can get some Florida water. This is Florida water, which you can buy from Amazon. It's highly inflammable. I nearly caught my flat on fire, so be very careful. put a little bit in your hands, then rub it in your hands. And it's very powerful. And then what you can do is do that position with your hands and breathe it in, not heavily because it burns. And I found if I've had a psychic attack or I've got some dark energy for whatever reason, that just doing that clears my mind. And then I've got a massive Tibetan bowl. I'll dong the Tibetan bowl. I might put it on my head, like that way up on my head. And that seems to really, really work. Now the next thing that you can use, you can use sage. So I bought this Pierre Garden lighter, which is brilliant because it's like 4 cigars. So trying to light stuff with a match can be a nightmare. So you get that lit and then you can waft it over your body, around the head, around your communication chakra, all over the body. It's going out again. And you can say a prayer before you start using it as well. Remember, everything is about intention. So I've got a feather, an eagle feather. Oh shit. I'll show you that later. So I've got an eagle feather that you can use in which to get rid of cords that people are putting to you. And then we've got here, now using the sage, you can use it on your family and the older ones in your family, like grandma, grandpa, in which to cleanse their energy fields. They've probably never had it done. They may have some sinking thinking. Old people are always whinging and moaning, aren't they? So can you see how good this takes? A lot of gas, but once it's lit, it's lit. So the same, you can do that. I love the smell of this as well. You can buy it as an oil as well, in which to keep your chakras powered up and to keep your own energy field clear. But the negative side of being really energized or really clear of your chakras, if you don't close them down, you'll attract moths. And what I mean by that is you'll get people talking to you in the street that have never spoken to you before. Or the darker energies will be attracted to your light. And Chek spoke about this in his PPS Mastery program. And I believe that to be 100% true. I remember coming back from doing my level 4, I was over the park playing my drum. There was loads of kids playing football and screaming, and I was playing my drum, I was in my zone. And this guy come over and had a go at me, and he was American, which was really weird, considering I'd just come back from America. He said I shouldn't be playing my drum, da-da-da-da. I told him to go away politely. Then I got a bit aggressive because it was really getting on my tits. And then he went away, and then I realised that maybe I should chill myself out more, and maybe that's what he was trying to show me. But he got in my zone type thing, if that makes sense. So I've got this Peruvian shaman hat that the Peruvians shamans wear, and I'm quite proud of this because this has been hand stitched, and every stitch has a prayer in it. So I always normally wear it when I'm doing a healing, and this t-shirt or my other t-shirt that has crystals on it. Not crystals, but it represents the crystals. I don't know if you saw my other video. So I put this on, and this gets me into shaman zone and ready to connect to spirit and use spirit in my sessions. Because I've been practicing a lot at home, a huge amount at home, this is really my strong sacred space. And a client of mine was here, and she lost 2 family members passed away, and it was really affecting her mentally and emotionally. So I just said, hold this rose quartz crystal. So she held the rose quartz crystal while sitting on the sofa, had a huge release, had to go to the toilet, come back. Then I done the healing on her love chakra closed, the root chakra closed because of the death in the family. So I energized it, opened it all up, and then at the end of the session we had a big hug, and she just said, Scott, I just feel amazing. I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to do crazy things that I don't normally do. And I went, whoa, you're just more enlightened now. We've opened you up, we've cleansed them energy centers. Now, one of my favourite books by Alberto Villoldo is Tools of Shaman Miraculous Tools of Healing. And he's got lots of case histories in there of people that he's worked with different ailments in their body. You know, like they might have hucha, or they might have daggers or darts, or somebody's put a cord into their body. And one woman had a problem with her mother all of her life. And her mother died, and she went to Alberto Villoldo, oh, the witch is dead. He said, who's the witch? And she went, my mum. And then he said to her, she's put cords into you, so she's on the other side, but she's draining your energy, so we need to release her. And when you release somebody and break these energetic cords, they may phone you once, but they never phone you again. And they're never in touch again, because you've just cut it off. You cut off that energy field. And you can do that with, I've said it in the other video as well. Let me get it. My favourite feather. So you can cut cords like that with the feather. So Alberto Villoldo says that the feathers are like a razor sharp sword in spirit world, and that's why it works. And then obviously when you're smudging, you can use the feather in which to put the smudge all around the body and just to cleanse you more on a deeper level. Does that make sense? So I've shown you how to open up the Winakutcha. If you want to protect yourself because you're a therapist, buy yourself some lapis that I've got there, or get a lapis crystal around your wrist. And if you research lapis on the internet, you'll see that it protects your higher self. And a Czech practitioner many years ago said to me, Scott, you're going to get psychic attack all the time. You must wear lapis or keep it on you. And I do it religiously for years and years. And when I do take it off, I do feel a bit different. I feel exposed. So I make sure that I've always got it on, and I'm always wearing rose quartz around my neck. I'm getting this sacred geometry necklace, which everybody says is amazing and definitely works, in which to protect you from EMF, protect you from 5G, and it really energizes and balances you as well. So I'm looking forward to getting that to see whether it works. I used to have a bioelectric shield, which I absolutely loved, but my dad has got dementia, and he said, when I was in Norway with him, he said, can I have it? And I'm like, no, not really. But because I love my dad and I want to give him any healing that I can with dementia, I said, yeah, of course you can have it. So he's got that now. So I'm looking forward to getting this new thing just to see, everyone's raving about it. So it'll be interesting to see how it makes me feel, because I'm very receptive to everything. If I go in a bar or club, or even in a cinema, I feel the bad people. I feel them. And if I meet another trainer that I've known for years or whatever, and they've gone on the dark side, I can feel it, which I never could do that before. And the same as when I'm doing chakra rebalancing with clients, or taking out hucha, or which is dark energy, or cord cutting. This is another thing that I've got for cord cutting as well. I can't remember where I bought it, but me and my shaman friend got one each. It's a Victorian butter knife that's solid silver, and it had to be some sort of pure metal in which to be able to use it. But this is what I learned from my other shaman that I worked with for 2 years, whereas Alberto Villoldo is saying use a feather. Does that make sense? So I would use both. I would go on what Spirit tells me to do during the session. So make sure you're opening up your Chakra or your 8th chakra as often as you can. Then the other thing you can do to balance the nervous system more, you can put your hand on your heart, left hand, hand on head, and just think about balancing your head with your heart. Then go down to the first and do the same thing. And then come up to your third eye and do the same thing. Then come down to your power and self-will, do the same thing. Then come up to communication, do the same thing. Then come to your love chakra, do the same thing. And then bring the energy or the Chakra above your head into the body. And if you get into trouble with on the street and you've been practicing this a lot, think about disappearing. Experiment disappearing. It works 1,000%. The same with, unless you do the study and you're not going to know how to power up your bands of protection and opening and closing sacred space. And I don't think I'm allowed to show that, so I'm not going to show that. There's certain things that are only for shamans, and I know that everybody watches my videos on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and X. So really important, do the shaman bath, get your diet really clean, get to bed on time, and if you are starting to do this type of work with your clients or friends, make sure you clear the space. Make sure you clear your energy at the end of it. I know somebody that was not clearing space, was seeing multiple people, and they got really sick. And that's simply because they wasn't understanding that some treatments you'll do, energies will jump out into you. So you have to see somebody else in which to get it out of you. Does that make sense? Or you may be quite powerful and be able to put a crystal on your love chakra, like rose quartz, in which to release what may have jumped into you. Does that make sense? And remember that if you're drinking and you're taking drugs and you're eating tons of sugar, that will put a hole in your auric field, or your Chakra field, or your 8th chakra field, and they can jump in again. I'll show you my rose quartz. I'm really proud of this. So this is my rose quartz crystal that I used, that I gave to my client, and it just instantly released her. And Alberto Villoldo was talking about when he had a child client that was screaming, really angry, boisterous, and nobody knew what was wrong. But the mum and dad sent the child to Alberto. And then he asked about the background, and her father committed suicide. And because he committed suicide, the father had jumped into her body. And if an entity of a family member jumps into you, you take on their traits. So if they're an alcoholic, a druggie, somebody that procrastinates, or somebody that's not driven, or they had some sort of thing where you went, "Why, Dad, why do you always do that?" Or "Mum, why do you always do that?" You will take on that trait. So the little girl, she went into Alberto's office. He's got loads of crystals everywhere. She picked up the rose quartz, put it on her chest, and went, "Oh." So he knew he still had work, shamanic work to do with her, but she just released herself. And this is what really fascinates me, how many people are depressed. 95% of the UK are on antidepressants, 95%. And that just makes me think that people have lost faith in themselves. They've lost the know-how, how to heal themselves. And this is what I really love about And this is what I really love about this work that I'm doing now. I'm still a trainer. I'm still training clients for strength, conditioning, speed, power, get out of lower back pain and all that stuff. But this just goes much, much, much deeper. And obviously to become an Alberto Villoldo, sorry, 4-Wind Society shaman takes 6 months. But like all the shamans will tell you, you don't really need a certificate. But if you want insurance and you want people to believe you, the left brainers will go, where's your certificate? Who have you worked with? How do I know it's going to work? Now, if somebody says that to me, I automatically think maybe they shouldn't work with me because they're not open enough. Does that make sense? Because what will happen is that when somebody's laying down and they're not really understanding what you're doing, or they believe it's all bullshit in their own mind, they'll clam up. So these chakras won't open up. The same as when I'm releasing diaphragms. I'd done this on this guy that was super fit, in excellent shape. All he did was tense his abdominals every time I went to do the technique. Don't know why he was doing that, just being a complete arsehole. So I just walked out of the room. I just went, look, you're stopping me from doing it. I'm not going to waste my time trying to get in because you just keep tensing up. You've got to relax. And if you can't trust me to do it because we're both men, then I won't do it. Does that make sense? And the other thing with releasing the chakra, releasing the diaphragm, as well as doing a liver cleanse, if you have very low power and self-will, it will explode. You will all of a sudden go, right, I'm writing that book that I said I was going to write for 10 years. Right, I'm going to do my website that I said I was going to do for 5 years. And the reason why I say that, because I felt it in myself. When I done a proper liver cleanse, I was like, wow, I've got to do more courses. Oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Whereas before I was like, oh, you know, procrastinating myself. And then when YouTube's come on. And then when I started doing this really deeper work with Alberto Villoldo, everything's in great flow. Everything is balancing. Wait a minute, is it going to come back on again? Yes, but different music. So really important, protect your energy, buy some lapis, buy some rose quartz if you want to do the healing on yourself or your clients. You've got to learn how to open sacred space and how to close sacred space. And you've just got to trust. And everything you do is with great intention. So when I'm working with my clients, when I'm doing the healing, I'm putting my love, my heart, my energy into what I'm doing. That's why I'm so expensive, because I'm giving part of myself away. And when I do this technique as well as spirit coming into me, I get a big buzz at the end, but then I feel quite drained, especially if this person is really toxic and I've had to release a lot of stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, please follow, please like, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon with some more shamanic techniques or tips and trips that I've learned over the 6 months. Thanks very much. Peace out. Lots of love. Bye-bye.